Good morning. Pastor Ryan here with your daily hope devotional. So, you ever just get tired? I know that sometimes during this whole pandemic and during everything that we're experiencing right now, I just find myself really getting fatigued. Honestly, just kind of looking at things that I think I should do and just going, I don't feel like doing that right now. And it's normal. I don't feel bad about that. It's just the way it is. That when you are doing what you're supposed to do, that oftentimes there will come and there will set in a fatigue that we experience. And today I just want to talk to you about that a little bit. In Galatians chapter 6 and verse 9, the scripture says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Interesting that we often quote that one verse in 6:9, but you really understand the concept that that verse lays out when you put it in the context of that whole passage. Because the Apostle Paul says just 2 verses earlier, hey, do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man will reap whatever he sows. So you just need to understand, we need to understand, I need to understand, there needs to come this concept that we understand that whatever we're sowing today, we're going to reap tomorrow. And oftentimes we somehow think that whatever we're sowing today, we're going to reap today. And it just doesn't work that way. As a matter of fact, if you go and eat a bowl of ice cream, you probably won't gain the weight immediately, but it will be there in a day or two. And in the same concept, if you go and work out, you probably won't lose the weight immediately, but eventually whatever you're sowing, you're going to reap. And in this thing of our world and the way that we live, it's important to realize what we're sowing today, we will reap tomorrow. And because of that, it's real easy to become weary. That's why Paul says, let us not become weary in well-doing. Sometimes you just don't see the results today, and that can wear you out. That can become wearisome. That can become fatigue-driven. And so we need today to realize, to remember, whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap. And Paul goes on in this passage and he continues. He says, do not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we'll reap a harvest if we do not give up. Therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all people, especially those who belong to the family of believers. Paul said, don't miss the opportunity to sow, because every time you sow today, you will reap in the future. What you sow today, you're going to reap tomorrow. Hey, if life is good for you right now, it's because yesterday you sowed good seed. And you need to be careful. The things that are being accomplished in your life today, if you stop doing and sowing the seeds you sowed yesterday, you will not reap this. You will not reap those tomorrow. I had a friend who was doing well, had overcome some addictions. And I said, what helped you overcome the addictions? He said, well, I was doing all these things. And I said, are you still doing those things today? He said, no. And I said, well, be careful, because whatever you sow today, you're going to reap tomorrow. You can't expect to get great results tomorrow if you're not sowing the good seed today. So when we are fatigued, we need to remind ourselves that, because this is what God tells us to do. This is why it comes to that verse again that I love. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. Trust God. God will not be mocked. Whatever you sow today, you'll reap tomorrow. So today, make sure you're sowing seeds that will produce an abundant harvest for you tomorrow. God bless. Thanks for joining us on our Daily Hope Devotion.